Hi everybody, my name is Zakiya Harris and I am your professional shapeshifter. I want to share a story that you might be able to relate to. About 10 years ago, I had bought my first home. I was living in a successful marriage. I was running an amazing nonprofit organization. I had just purchased my first home. And even though from the outward appearance I had achieved success, I was the model of an up-and-coming family, inside I was dying. There was a part of me that wanted to come out, that wanted to express my gifts, that wanted to live with more purpose and more boldness. And I was absolutely terrified to share that part of myself with the world because I didn't think the world would accept me. And so I went through a deep process of inner reflection. I meditated deeply and I asked the universe for help. And I often say, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. And in the blink of an eye, my entire world was literally turned upside down. I lost my home to foreclosure. I went through a really messy divorce. I lost all the funding for my nonprofit and had to lay off all my staff. I became a renter, and it felt like in the blink of an eye, I literally became a statistic. And that's where I found this practice of shapeshifting. I realized that titles like mother and homeowner and business owner didn't really represent the essence of who I was, that the essence of who I was and who I am is more powerful, that I can learn from water, and water actually became my best and greatest teacher, believe it or not. As you know, water makes up the majority of the planet. It makes up the majority of our bodies. Water is feminine in nature. It is always seeking the path of least resistance, and it can take the shape of any form. And when I was losing my job and losing my home, I had to stay in the flow. I had to take the shape of any form. I had to continue to find the path of least resistance. And that put me where I am today. And believe it or not, that experience was one of the best experiences that I've ever had in my life. I've gone on to found multi-million-dollar nonprofit organizations and live as a successful recording artist and bringing all of my gifts to the world. And I want to support you in doing the same. And that is what this 7-day shift process is all about. It's taking a step back so you can take a step forward. It's hitting the reset button on your life so that you can find deeper meaning, so you can raise your personal vibration, find your purpose, and bring your gifts to the world. That you can take the mask off. You don't have to suffer anymore from imposter syndrome of trying to be all things to all people. And so I encourage you to stay connected, to download this practice, and continue to work with me in shape-shifting your life. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it only seems impossible until it's done. Until then, keep shifting.